Hey guys, it's your girl Marielle. Welcome back to my channel, Friday Night Light Reviews, where we do reactions and reviews to movies, TV shows, and other digital content. So if you are here, you already know. Won't you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Leave me some comments and tell me what you guys are watching so we can kind of review and react together. Please share this video with your friends and family. Let's get this channel where we need it to be. We can do it. Also, chat with me on my other digital platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Follow. We can talk about what we want to talk about, right? So to my subs, what up? To my new subbies, I love you guys. And let's just jump right into this review. So today, we're going to be reacting and reviewing to Amazon original movie, The Voyeurs, which was directed by Michael Mohan. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. And it's starring Sydney Sweeney and Justice Smith, who you can see on Netflix, The Get Down, and then Ben Hardy, who plays the drummer in the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, starring Rami Malek. So let's just talk about what we're going to do in this video. We're going to talk about the pros and the cons of this film, where it falls in our stars category, and if I would recommend you guys giving it a watch. So let's just jump right into it. We're going to start with the plot of the movie. So innocence and curiosity turns into full-blown obsession with these young couples who start to spy on their eccentric neighbors across the street in a different building. So I just want to say this is going to be another no spoiler review. Like I said in my last video, when it comes to thrillers, and this is deemed as an erotic thriller, I think once you spoil the end for the movie, it kind of takes the air out of the balloon and it's no longer a thriller because you already know what the big prize is at the end. So no spoilers in this review. So let's just start with the fact that the introduction to this movie was pretty good. You know, it kind of gave you kind of like single white female kind of vibes with the thriller, because they are seeing this eccentric couple across the street. It's just young kids spying, you know, looking into their bedroom stuff, getting it all hot and steamy. So right out the gate, I'm like, okay, this movie is going to take me where I need to be taken, right? So it first starts off with them, like I said, spying on them, looking at them do, you know, their foreplay and their stuff like that. And we find out that the neighbor across the street is a photographer, and it looks like his wife is just like a stay-at-home kind of a person. But just as soon as you thought that it was going to keep going in the same way that it gave us the first 15-20 minutes of the movie, it dies down immensely. This movie starts to drag really slow with the background characters and Pippa and Thomas, which are the two main characters. It just, the interactions with each other in the scenes, that just wasn't enough to keep you up where you like, you can't wait for the next scene. Okay, we got to go through this whole thing. And it really did not deliver. Also, I thought this movie was unnecessarily too long. The movie is clocked at 1 hour and 56 minutes. I don't think the movie needed to be that long. Going back again to the in-between scenes with the background characters, it just wasn't strong enough. I mean, there is a part where it's not too much giving out the story, where they kind of cross the line and they kind of bug the neighbors across the street so they can hear everything and look and, you know, kind of do what they do. Now, through the bulk of the movie, it just looks like it's just them spying, kind of spicing up their whole bedroom talk. It becomes a full-on obsession with Pippa, the girlfriend, and through this, okay, we get it. It picks back up, right? We see Pippa is obsessed with the girl who they call Margot, who her name in the movie happens to be Julia. And it's going back and forth, and it still drags. It's like every time we get a scene that could take us someplace where you're like, oh, what's going to happen next? It falls flat. So the steamy scenes were fast and short, which means I'm not trying to say this should have been a full-on kind of 50 Shades of Grey kind of sex scenes, but they were like that. And for what the movie was about, you would think that those scenes would last longer, right? So the obsession of the couple was weird to begin with, because it initially started off as sexual because they saw into their bedroom, you know, spicing up. But then Pippa and Thomas, it goes in this weird place. And so, you know, as adults, you try to say, okay, man, we are just invading their privacy. We kind of need to stop. When they saw something, the tides change with Julia and her husband with accusations. So Pippa takes it upon herself to mind the business that she didn't get paid to do. And she ends up creating this huge explosion of a reaction from Thomas and everybody else. So we also have it where Pippa meets the guy, things start happening, and then this is where I'm gonna say the movie picked up. I mean, the last like 35 minutes of this movie was great. I mean, if they could have kept that momentum that they had in the last 40 minutes, this movie would have been bananas. So with all of that being said, there's a scene, and you guys hit me up in the comments. Let's talk about it. You guys are going to know if you watch this movie. There's a scene where Justice Smith's character Thomas finds this revelation about Pippa, and then all hell breaks loose between Thomas and Pippa and between Julia and her husband. Now, that part was great. I liked that drum roll to that big explosion between the characters in this film. Now let's talk about the end. Again, this is not a spoiler, so I'm not going to be sitting here telling you guys exactly what happened in the end, because the end is worth waiting for. No, let me rephrase that. The end was worth you watching the whole movie because it did drag. So the end is banging. I'm just telling you, the way that Michael Mohan wrote this ending, the plot twist is crazy. I give him kudos for this plot twist. It definitely surprised me, between the dynamics between Pippa and Thomas and the dynamic between Julia and her husband, played by Ben Hardy. Again, I'm sorry, I don't remember his character's name. But that plot twist and what happens at the end and what we end up seeing, the end was great. I will say that. I mean, at least they gave us that from having to drag along in this movie. They picked it up and gave us, you know, okay, thanks for participating. And it was well worth that. That's what I have to say. So overall, where this movie falls in our stars category, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 stars, just because the whole movie from beginning to the middle end dragged. It didn't really make too much sense. The background characters didn't give any dimension to the scene, so that was not worth it. But the end, that plot twist, you guys, tell me what you think. Hit me up on any of my social media platforms and tell me, were you guys just as shocked and surprised as I was? I thought it was a worthy ending. I will say that. So, would I recommend you guys watching this movie? Now, if you're a person like me and you're curious because it's an exotic thriller and you want to see where this movie goes, I would say yes, watch this movie, because the prize for participating does pay out in the end. Now, would I say, if you just want to watch it because, okay, let me just check this movie out, it's probably good, I wouldn't recommend it. So it's a yes, no recommendation. If you're somebody who's curious and likes thrillers, I would say prepare for a long wait, but then when you get that end, it's a pretty good payout. So you guys, we are at the end of this video. As always, I thank you guys for being here with me. Don't forget to share this video, hit that subscribe button, leave me some comments. Let's talk about it. And as always, I will see you in the next one. So be safe, be courageous. Bye, guys.